Ever feel like you're constantly one step behind your competition? Well, what if I told you the secret to getting ahead isn't about moving faster, but about seeing clearer? Let's dive in and figure out how to close that gap for good. Okay, picture this. It's a scenario that's probably a little too familiar. On Monday, your sales team gets a tip. A competitor just dropped their prices. By Tuesday, your own customers are calling, asking if you're going to match the new deal. It takes you all the way till Friday to get your act together and finally respond. But here's the crazy part. Your competitor actually made that move 3 weeks ago. That huge gulf between their action and your reaction, that, my friends, is the reaction gap. Now, the first thing you think is, we just need to be faster. Our whole process is just too slow, right? It seems like a simple problem of speed. But that's a complete misdiagnosis of the problem. It isn't about how fast you react. It's that you're stuck reacting in the first place. This isn't a speed problem. It is an intelligence problem. See, while you were scrambling to catch up, your competitor was already analyzing the results and planning their next move. They're playing chess, and you're running on a hamster wheel. And that intelligence problem, well, it leads us to a massive blind spot that most businesses have. The issue isn't that there's a lack of information out there. It's that there's no system in place to see and actually understand the constant stream of public signals your competitors are putting out there every single day. To give you a sense of the sheer scale we're talking about, just look at this number, 2.5 million. That's how many times Amazon reprices its products in a single day. 2.5 million times. Every single one of those is a public data point, a signal. And hey, that's just one company. And the thing is, these signals are literally everywhere, hiding in plain sight. You've got millions of public customer reviews on rival products. You've got job postings that are basically a press release for their next big launch. You've got SEC filings that lay out their plans for market expansion. And of course, that constant flood of real-time pricing data. None of this is secret, right? It's not locked away in some vault. It's all out there. So if all this data is just lying around, why are so many companies getting totally blindsided? Well, it's because they consistently overlook 4 critical types of signals that could absolutely transform their strategy. Let's take a look at what they are. All right, let's break them down. First up, you've got pricing, those real-time shifts that tell you everything about demand and strategy. Second, there's products. You know, the quiet little updates to a competitor's website that hint at much bigger changes to come. Third, and this one is huge, reviews. The raw, unfiltered voice of your rival's customers, telling you exactly what they love and, more importantly, what they hate. And fourth, strategy. The big picture moves hidden away in things like job postings and public filings. Now, this slide is it's the perfect illustration of how dangerous it is to focus on the wrong signals. Kodak was so obsessed with what Fujifilm was doing with film that they completely missed the digital tsunami coming right for them. Blockbuster, they were only worried about the other video store down the street, Hollywood Video, while Netflix was basically inventing the future. And BlackBerry, oh man, they meticulously tracked every other smartphone maker, but they totally missed that the game wasn't about the phone anymore, it was about the software, the app ecosystems. And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? For all of them, Kodak, Blockbuster, BlackBerry, the signals of what was coming were public. The data was always there. The system wasn't. They had eyes, but they just weren't designed to see what mattered. Okay, so enough doom and gloom. What does it look like when a company actually gets this stuff right? Let's flip the script and look at a few really powerful examples of how turning public data into real strategy creates winners. Here's a great one. A consumer electronics brand wanted to absolutely dominate Black Friday. So, for 6 straight weeks, they systematically tracked the pricing, the promotions, and the product catalogs of over 40 competitors. By turning all that data into a smart, proactive strategy, they grew their headphone revenue by an incredible 31% year over year. 50,000. That's not a typo. That's how many public customer reviews a skincare brand dug through. See, they weren't guessing what customers wanted, they were listening. They figured out the biggest complaints and desires people had about their competitors' products and used that intel to develop something new. The result? It became their fastest selling product ever, all within 6 months. Wow. I love this last one, especially for anyone in B2B. A SaaS company spots some job postings from a competitor. And these weren't just any jobs. They were a dead giveaway that a new, threatening product was on the way. So what do? Instead of waiting to get hit, they got proactive. They reached out to their own at-risk clients, strengthened those relationships, and ended up retaining 80% of those accounts before the threat even hit the market. Now that is playing chess. You see the pattern here, right? All these winners have one thing in common: a system for seeing what everybody else misses. Which brings us to the most important question of all, the one you need to be asking about your own organization. Let's be crystal clear about one thing. The issue isn't access. The data we've been talking about, the pricing, the reviews, the job postings, it's all out there. It is public. It is available. It's like a treasure chest with the broken lock. So this is what it all comes down to. The final crucial question is not, can we get this information? It's, do we have a system to capture, analyze, and actually act on it? Because in today's market, the gap between winning and losing isn't about speed. It's about sight.